Right, so here we're going to have a look at some stats on our data set. I'm going to start with our baseball data. And what we can do here with the describe command is just get a very quick overarching view of the statistics of the numerical columns. So this only works for columns that have a number as value. So there's no names in here, for example, because they're not numbers. It tells us how many they are, what the mean is, standard deviation, minimum, interquartile range, and the maximum. So that's quite nice just to give you a very quick overview of everything. And as we've got quite a large data set here, we have to scroll across to see all of them there. We can do this for just one column. And baseball underscore data. Select the column again with that square bracket. And then the names, we're going to go with @bat86. And do a dot describe. So that will select a single column for us. Does the exact same stuff, get the same answers out, but just for the one column on its own. So maybe you don't actually want all of the data on the describe, you just want the mean. I can do baseball data dot mean. Oops, open and close bracket, just get rid of that 0. And that gives us the mean of all of the columns. You can do the same for the max and the min. You can probably guess what these commands are. Baseball underscore data dot max brackets. Max is spelled with an X though. And third time lucky. There we go. That gives you the maximum value. And the minimum as well. Baseball underscore data dot min, open and close brackets. You can also do the mean, which is dot mean, open and close brackets, the median, dot median, open and close brackets. One thing we don't have here that's necessarily, it's kind of a bit hidden here, is the standard deviation. So we can do the standard deviation with an STD as well. So this is great if your data set is kind of homogeneous on its rows. So we know that our data set here, there's nothing special about which row these are on. They're all different data sets of the same thing. However, for our iris data set, so if we have a look at the iris data set, we can see that we've got different species here. So at the top we have the setosa. So if we do the tail, the virginica, we also have the versicolor that's in the middle. So we've got 3 different types of irises. And this is a specific flag, essentially. So if we just did the describe of the whole data, let's just pop that A back in there. Then this does the average over all 150 of our data sets and gives us the mean and the standard deviation. But if you look into this data set, it's got 50 of each of 3 different kinds of flowers. So doing an average over all of those is maybe not very valid because they're not going to be the same. We don't expect them to be the same. So we can actually split this dot describe up with a flag if one exists in the data. So if we know what it is, if that's identified in a column, we can use that. So if we split it up by species, we do iris underscore data dot group by open brackets species, and that should have been inverted commas. There we go. And if we use that to do the describe, and it splits it up into our 3 different flags. So you can use this group by for any kind of flag that exists in your data if the rows of your data are in different parts. So you could have done this, say, with all the Johns that are in the baseball data set if you wanted to. But if they had a team, maybe that you could have split on team, which might have been interesting. But here we can split on a different type of iris, and that gives us our statistics again. So a bit more intelligent statistics this time that we probably believe. Okay, so that's kind of a quick overall for the stats. They're very quick and easy to do in Pandas, as basically everything is, because this is how, and this is specifically what Pandas was designed for. So when you're ready, on to the next video, and I'll meet you there.